Well, we're back. Hawkeye episode 3 is here, and the first two episodes I think were terrible. They were poorly written, poorly paced, poorly edited, poorly, what's the word? Made. They are just bad. And it sucks because I really like Hawkeye and I wanted it to be special. This third episode, it was fine. And what I mean it's fine, it's like it did things people needed it to. And when those people are excited, like that's going to be the thing they're thinking about. But honestly, it was still weirdly edited. Like the editing in this show, it feels so rushed and incomplete. Like they had a tight schedule. They needed to make it before Christmas because it's a Christmas show. Well, you really just pushed it a little too far and it didn't work for everything. And that kind of sucks. So, where to even start with this? Like, there's things in here I did like. I think the things I did like were Lakewood Cox's performance as Maya Lopez, because this girl hasn't acted before, so I'm always curious to see what a newcomer like breaks into the scene and what they are capable of doing. She does pretty good. I do think there is some finding your footing still, but you got to do that. And even it's harder, especially when you are a deaf actress, it's harder to kind of like portray yourself as the toughest person in the room. She does a great job of doing it when she goes to strangle Kate. I think really works. And we do get her fast origin story, Ronan kills her dad. Her dad is played by the guy from Reservation Dogs. And I think he was in Westworld. That's a good actor. I'm glad he was in here for a bit. And you just see her. She's very smart, even when people think she isn't because of her hearing disability. She is very capable. And her dad is killed by Ronan. And basically we learn that she has like this uncle. It's going to take care of her if her dad ever does something wrong. Okay, so I will come back to Aleko Cox here, but we have to bring this up just because it's probably been the highest thing of contention for a lot of people when it comes to Hawkeye. No one gives a shit about Clint's story. It's all about who's the new characters we're going to introduce in the MCU. The uncle is obviously Kingpin. They just clearly set up it's Vincent D'Onofrio. He has just been, probably in it. Leaked photos. It's obvious. And this is something I try to talk about occasionally when it's important to a narrative. Don't put your mystery before your actual story. If you just explicitly said this is Vincent D'Onofrio playing Wilson Fisk again, I think this story would be more interesting than like the mysterious person behind the scenes that Echo is working for. That just kind of makes it weaker to me because it's like we all know who it's going to be. You can't just show us a bigger white guy in a suit and having that iconic just like chuckle. We know. So you can just say it, and I think just because the mystery, the allure, who's this mysterious person, it doesn't matter. If we knew it from the beginning that Maya was working for someone, it doesn't take away anything. So, whatever. We also see that Maya has a henchman whose name is, I can't remember his name. He's the clown, right? He's playing the clown. He's a good guy. I like their dynamic where it's like he is more willing to like take these actions, but kind of like reel her back before she does something silly. I think that's a really cool combination. And you just see like the connection between those two really working together. I bought that well. I love the use of sign language here and the people that don't know ASL and the people that do. I think that works really well. Clint kind of knows that he does it with his son a little bit, but he still doesn't know it completely. Alekwa Cox, I said this pretty much since she was cast and since they announced that the Echo show was happening. She's probably the character and the actress that I'm the most excited to see going forward in any of this stuff, just because that's right when I started reading Marvel Comics. It was when Echo was a big prominence. I've always had a fascination with that character. I'm curious to see what's going to happen going forward. Her introduction was really well done. Was it fast? Yes, it was really fast where it's like child, younger, adult, daddy is dead. I'm going to get the Ronin suit and be evil for a bit. I get it. I get that they set up this weird dynamic between her and Wilson Fisk. I get it. And I think it is strong though. But of course, this is a series about Hawkeye, so we should, I guess, talk about Clint and Kate for a bit. Look, they do the thing from the comic books that people wanted. They do it. They take the car, they're getting chased by the tracksuit mafia, they're using trick arrows. It is fine. I understand when Disney Plus Day came out, they had to show something for Hawkeye, so they used the only good scene in the entire episode to show people. The continuous shot of Clint and Kate getting into the car bolting down the street. We see Clint driving. He can't hear anything. Kate shooting those arrows. That is the best looking scene in this show, in any episode. Because it's actually choreographed well. The cinematography looks well. The camera work is beautiful. It looks good. But the rest of this, oh my God, the rest of this chase, it looked really bad. It did that classic, terrible thing that Marvel is known for. And there are certain times when Marvel does it where it's so apparent. And there's other times where it's like, this isn't a distraction. But when you are just so clearly on like a backlot somewhere of a green screen and the background is out of focus and your character is the only thing in focus, oh, does it look bad. In this chase, the car didn't look good at times. It just looked so cheesy, and I maybe that's the point it's going for. Again, I talked about it when I did my discussion with Zach. Maybe it's trying to be intentionally Hallmarky, but if it's not, man, does the driving scenes look bad when you just have like the close-up shots of them in the vehicle. When they're on the bridge, it looks so bad. The lighting is just way too white, and it doesn't have any dynamicness to it. It just looks so boring and flat, and it's not that impressive. And it just sucks. I'm like, wow, this is really weird, because even the CW could do better than this. I'm not saying the acting is better, but they can light a scene better. And I'm just like, this is so bright and nothing. It doesn't look good at all. The stuff with the trick arrows, it's cool. You know, it's the comic book. There's the acid one, the plunger one, the USB one, the weird like ropey one. It's fine. It's cool enough. And that is pretty much like the biggest scene in this episode, where we see Maya, the clown, and, you know, the Tracksuit Mafia chasing them down. And it's fine. It's okay. Clint turns an arrow into a big arrow with pin particles. Cool. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. Then the rest of this episode is pretty much Kate convincing Clint to work with her as Clint tries to get his hearing aid back together in a fixing order, which that was some fine tension. I'm not going to say it blew me away. I was like, yeah, it's broken. Now it's fixed. So that slight problem in the chase scene, now it doesn't have to be a reoccurring problem later. There was a nice scene where Clint thinks he's talking to his wife, but he's actually talking to his son, and we see that Kate's writing down what he is thinking. My problem with this scene, it's a nice scene though, but my problem is like, it happens in real time, and because of that, it just, I think, almost loses like its interest. It's like, we needed this episode to be a little longer, so we're going to show like 4 separate times Kate is clearly not writing something down, but is writing something down. It's very interesting. And I just think the pacing of this show is just so bizarre compared to a lot of other Marvel ones, because it's just all over the place. You know, they have a scene on the subway where it's like, we should walk the dog. He's like, yeah, you're a good archer. Yeah, we should walk the dog, because of course Clint can't hear anything. And it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's like, then we cut to, we're back at the house, and it's like, we're taking the dog for a walk. Then it's like, over here, over there. There's a lot of weird jumping around. And I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if it's the writer's fault for not having like an organized script. Organized is the wrong word. I don't know if it's the editor's fault because there was like the time crunch, or the director's fault for just having it all over the place, but it doesn't feel natural. And it's very weird, and it just doesn't flow right. I will say again, Haley does great. She knows this role. She wants this role. She is young and hungry for this role. She's probably going to make a lot more money because of this role. It's cool. Jeremy Renner still looks bored. He still looks tired, and there's some emotional beats when he's talking to his son, especially at the end. It's like, I'm happy I heard your voice, or something. Glad I heard your voice, something like that. Yeah, there's a little bit of weight to it, but not a lot, which kind of sucks. This whole show has just been weird to me, and I don't understand why it's being done this way, or if I'm the one who's insane. All that said, I am going to say it's not bad. Not as bad as the first two. It's just not great. So it kind of ends where Kate still thinks that her new stepfather-to-be is responsible for something evil, so they break into her mom's place, and it ends with the sword at Clint's throat, which, I don't think there's going to be the connection between Jacques and Clint, but I still think that's a missed opportunity. It's weird. It's such a weird show. It wants to have like its cake and eat it too, where it's like fun MCU stuff, and then it's like, we're going to do the Fraction book, Then it's like, nah, we're going to be a Christmas thing. So many Christmas songs in this one. Not that it's a bad thing. I get it. It's Christmas. Royalty-free music is definitely a place where you can save money. And don't think for a minute that Disney doesn't want to save money, because they do. It's just a weird show. And the flow just doesn't work for me. And I feel like this entire episode was dedicated to, if we do the scene from the comic book, they'll be okay when we do other bad things over here. And that kind of sucks. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I just wish Hawkeye was a better show, because I'm not satisfied with what we're getting. And the only interesting thing so far is Aleko Cox in a relationship with the clown guy. Who's the actor that plays the clown? I can't remember his name, but hopefully that turns into something cool. And if it doesn't, not going to be surprised. D'Onofrio will probably be in the next episode. Why wouldn't he be? Oh, man. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.